and it was his turn to give his prayer. And he says, "Dear Lord, please don't let all the black seeds fall off the cardboard before I get to school this morning." And I found that really hilarious. But it struck me that this 6-year-old boy had been quickly able to identify 3 things. The first thing was he needed help with the black seeds because he recognized that the black seeds were falling off the cardboards unlike the other ones. The second thing that he identified was the fact that mommy couldn't do anything about black seeds. So he needed to take it a bit higher and talk to God. And the third and most important thing that he did was he actually took that step of faith to ask for help. And I believe that in our day-to-day lives, this story is not too different. A lot of times we need to get things done and we don't know how to go about it. I believe the first thing we need to do is, first of all, identify that we actually have a problem or a need. The second thing we need to do is identify the people who can help us meet this need. Now, the third part, which is always the most difficult part, is reach out and ask for help. And I must say that asking for help doesn't make you weak. Asking for help doesn't make you vulnerable. In fact, it demonstrates that you have a level of self-awareness and a willingness to make progress with whatever it is that you have to do. So, as we move along in these turbulent times, there's so much hate, there's so much uncertainty, people are unsettled. I encourage you to identify that you actually have a need, reach out to people, and make progress no matter how small. I must add that we must be polite and we must have the expectation that not everybody is going to give us what we need. So in life's journey, when you knock on a door and the door doesn't open, it is important that you move to the next door, having gained the experience that you had from the door that didn't open. So I leave you with these 3 things. Identify your need, identify the people who can meet that need, and take that bold step, ask for help. And on that note, I would be handing over to the Toastmaster of the day, who is already smiling at me, TM Chisom Ojukwu. He loves to speak, which goes without saying. He's a Toastmaster, and he loves to dance. He compares at events, and he will be our Toastmaster for today. So with a rousing ovation, can we please make welcome TM Chisom Ojukwu?
Yay! Thank you so much, TM Joy. Thank you for that rousing speech as well. I'm sure our president will be very happy because, I mean, couldn't have chosen a better representative for this speech. I would like to meet your son, because I don't think I was that introspective at 6. I mean, the young man has me mooning. So thank you so much. And welcome everyone, welcome again to this meeting. It's a meeting of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters clubs. And like the president represented already acknowledged, we have special guests today. Guests from Kildare Toastmasters Club in Ireland and guests from IHS here in Nigeria. And it's just amazing. Like I was speaking with Lauren and Anthony just before we started, and we talked about how it's amazing that sitting in our homes, we're able to make such good use of the vast Toastmasters network. Think of what it would have taken for you to attend a meeting in Kildare, for example, or think about Lorraine, what it would have taken for you to attend a meeting here in Lagos, which I hope I mean, by the end of this meeting, I'm sure I'll convince you and Anthony to, one day book a trip down here and let's help you enjoy some local delicacy, And I'm told we also have a guest from the UAE, Dubai. I would like to please know the guests so that we can, we tend to treat our international guests especially well, because we in Nigeria we're well known for our hospitality, so we don't play with our visitors and guests. And again, apart from being Nigerian, I'm an Igbo man, so there's a common saying that you don't go into the house of an Igbo man and leave hungry, because if you do that, I might as well have lost my membership of our kinship, So I would like to kick off immediately. This is a Toastmasters club. Toastmasters is an international organization. We strive and drive ourselves by the joint goals of leadership and speaking development. And as you will see as we go ahead with this meeting, it's always a fun experience anytime we have a meeting. A major part of what we do is give feedback, and you will understand the importance of this. We say in Toastmasters that feedback is the breakfast of champions. And to lead the feedback session, of course, we'll have it in various other informal ways, but to lead the formal feedback session, I have a team. We have a team of people who have specifically taken on the role of helping us with monitoring things throughout the event and then throughout the meeting, and then coming back to the end of it with reports for us. And this team is led by the general evaluator, who I will now invite to introduce her members. Our general evaluator is a chartered accountant with 18 years post-qualification experience. And she has made a move that most of us struggle to make in life, which is moving from an entire field to a different one. She moved from finance to HR. And I'm already thinking of the importance of that. It's making me break out in a sweat. Before I sweat though, I would like to call on Toastmaster Juliet Okene, general evaluator for today.
Thank you so much, TM Chisom, our Toastmaster, amiable Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone. I am your general evaluator for today. And like the Toastmaster said, my team will be in charge of giving feedback for today's meeting. So I would like to introduce my team. And the first I would like to introduce is the grammarian for today. And he is in the person of TM Timothy. Now, Timothy joined us this year, and he's a consultant. Lots of hobbies, amongst which the internet, singing and listening to music. To call him to the day, TM Timothy.
Hello.
Timothy, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, my role for today is I'm playing the role of a grammarian, and I would like to introduce the word of the day, which is ample. Ample means plenty. It means more than enough. It means sufficient, enough. And an example of how ample can be used is my mom left an ample plate of food for me. Another example is the warehouse had ample food for people of the state. We are all encouraged to use the word of the day ample times in our speeches. So my second role as a grammarian is to pay attention to all the speakers and listen closely to the language used, and I will be taking note of any improper language used, and as well any outstanding words, thoughts, quotes, and sayings. So when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day, I will give my report on how the word of the day has been used. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Timothy. So I would say I have an ample team working with me to give feedback in this meeting. The next person I would like to introduce is our listening evaluator, and he's TM Lawrence. Now, TM Lawrence joined Toastmasters in 2018 and has watched the best table topic speech. He's a lawyer, he enjoys reading, he enjoys writing and meditation. Please join me to welcome TM Lawrence to the virtual lectern. TM Lawrence, please.
TM Lawrence. TM Lawrence, you're muted.
Frozen.
Please unmute your mic.
I think he's frozen.
Thank you very much.
Let me go to the very.
Yeah,
thank you,
back now.
TM Juliet. Okay, can I be heard now?
Yeah.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Go ahead. Did we lose him?
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Hello?
So
yes, we can hear you, TM Lawrence. I can't even find him. Lawrence Nolly. Okay, maybe we should skip to the next role and take TM Lawrence, try TM Lawrence one last time after we've gone through. What do you say, General Evaluator?
I think so too, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for that. So I'll go to the very next role player in the person of TM Korede. So we're lucky to have TM Korede today as our counter. TM Korede is a banker who joined Toastmasters International in October of this year. She loves dancing. Please join me to welcome her to the virtual lecture. TM Korede, please.
Good morning and hello everyone.
Morning.
My role today is to be the R counter, and what that means that I'll be doing today is to count the number of R's that I hear from the speaker, and also I'll be listening for very long pauses and repeated words. At the end of the day, I would have a winner and the runner-ups, and then I'll give my account of this at the end of the day. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, TM Korede. Thank you for that. My goal in every Toastmasters meeting is not to use the filler words. At least use the word of the day and skip the filler words. So I'd like to introduce our very next role player in the person of TM Gbemi. TM Gbemi is our timekeeper for today. Now, TM Gbemi is an audit consultant, and he joined the Toastmasters International in 2020, which is this year. He also enjoys reading, and he literally answers songs. Please join me to welcome TM Gbemi to the virtual lectern.
Hello, everyone, once again. I'll be the timekeeper for today's meeting, and my role is quite simple. I'll make sure everybody keep to time and don't spend more than enough for the speeches and evaluations. So the Toastmaster meeting is divided into two sections, like you all know. We have the feature speech session and the table topic session. For the table topic session, you have 1 to 2 minutes for your speech. And when you get to the one minute or mark, I'm going to share my screen to indicating that you spend 1 minute. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you get to the 1 minute 30 seconds all mark, I'll also share my screen, the yellow card, telling you that okay, you have about 30 minutes to wrap up. This is the yellow card. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you get to the 2 minutes session and all mark, I'll flash the green card telling you that okay, your time is up. You have 30 seconds to wrap up. Put up your thoughts together and wrap up. So same thing goes to the feature speeches. We have them, the 5 to 7 minute speeches. When you get to the 5 minutes, I'll flash the green card. When you get to 6 minutes, I'll flash the yellow card. And when you get to the red 7 minutes, I'll flash the red card, telling you that you have 30 seconds more to wrap up your speech. I wish everyone can stay and stick to the time because we have a lot to do today. And at the end of the meeting, I'll come up and give my report on how we're about to spend our time. Thank you very much. Over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, the timer. Every Toastmasters knows that you have ample time to make your speech icebreaker. Master of the day, I'd like to call on TM Lawrence again, who is our listening evaluator, if he's available to the Toastmasters meeting. TM Lawrence, fantastic.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay, TM Juliet, thank you for that warm introduction. Can you hear me? Thank you very much.
Can you hear you?
Thank you. I want to sincerely apologize for that break in transmission. Over here, the weather is very cloudy. So please pardon me for that break. Now, my role today, as earlier stated by TM Juliet, is that of the listening evaluator. As we all know, a good communicator is not just a good speaker. A good communicator is also a good listener. Likewise, a good leader is not just a good director. A good leader is a good listener. So my role is to test our listening skills, how attentive we're listening to speeches. And also, at the end of the meeting, I'm going to give reports by asking us questions on the speeches we have had. So I'm going to encourage all of us to listen attentively to the speeches we are going to hear. Secondly, I'm going to encourage us to make ample use of the word of the day. Ample use of the word of the day. And at the end of the meeting, I'm going to give a report on those that use the word of the day most or less or even none at all. Thank you very much. Over to you, TM Juliet.
Thank you so much, TM Lawrence. So at this point, I'm going to introduce our table topic master of the day in the person of TM Akinola. TM Akinola is a bank and she loved dancing and listening to a peculiar kind. Join me to welcome TM Akinola, who is going to handle my favorite portion of any Toastmasters meeting. TM Akinola, please.
Thank you very much, TM Juliet, and good morning, everyone. And of course, to our special guest from Highland and IHS, I say a very good morning to you all too. We're glad to have you here. We have come to the enthralling and most challenging part of the meeting called the table topic section. I sincerely look forward to this part as it tests our abilities to quickly put our thoughts together and respond to impromptu questions asked by the table topic master in the person of my good self. Speakers or participants are expected to speak between 1 and 2 minutes. And of course, they have just 30 seconds to round up. If you speak below 1 minute, you are not qualified to be voted for. And of course, if you exceed your 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you will equally not be eligible for being voted for. So we should please note to speak up to a minute, no matter how short. All we intend getting is for you to engage us well. Once that is well done, then we achieve the aim or the purpose. We put our thoughts together and speak off the cuff, respond to the questions that will be asked. They're quite simple questions. I guarantee you a smooth sail. If I have volunteers, I will be most delighted. Please, can we volunteer? Do we have anyone that is willing to take the lead? Oh, very good. Oh, I'm glad. I have quite a number of volunteers. And of course, the very first person on the list is TM Joy Cheyenne. TM Joy, kindly unmute yourself and let's move. Hello.
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being the first volunteer for today, and I'm glad that you are set to take up that courage. I have questions 1 to 6. Which one would you prefer to go for?
I think 5 is my lucky number.
Did you say 5?
Yes, please.
Did you say 5? Good.
Yes, 5.
Equally my lucky number. So we go. What life lesson did you learn the hard way? What life lesson did you learn the hard way? The floor is yours, TM Joy.
What life lesson did I learn the hard way? Because I was a very recalcitrant young girl, I learned so many lessons. I'm spoiled for choice as to which one has to be the hardest. But I will take the one that almost cost me an extra year in the university. When I joined the university, I didn't have the privilege of someone sitting me down and explaining how those GP points worked. So I just went there, a greenhorn, not knowing what to do, and only interested in the smaller things like dressing up, looking good, being at the hot spots in school. And you know what happens at the end of the day when you do all of that. So by the time I put everything together and I was able to put things in perspective, I had lost quite a number of points. And by the time I got to my 4th year, it came back to haunt me because I had to take on extra courses. I had to read, I had to go the extra mile. And just because of one single point, I almost got an extra year in school, almost. And when I say almost, I mean, I had to write appeal letters. I had to prove myself that, you know, the young girl that you knew in year 1 is not the grown woman that has now come to know who she is in year 4. Thankfully, I got the approval of the Senate at the time, and I was able to graduate with my teammates. So that lesson really was, summarizing it, was you have to always make good use of the time that you have, make good use of the opportunities that you have, because when you lose time, you almost cannot gain it back. So that's the hardest lesson I learned. Thank you.
Tim Akinola, you're mute. You're muted. Please unmute.
Oh, apology. Thanks very much, TM Joy. I said I equally resonate with that. It's good to make hay while the sun shines. And of course, that takes us to the next volunteer in person of TM Juliet. TM Juliet, can we have you on board, please? The floor is yours.
TM Julie.
Question 5 has gone. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So which one are you going for?
I think I go with question 3.
Very good. So it goes. When was the last time you helped? And how did it turn out? The last time you helped and how it turned out.
Thank you very much, the Table Topics Master. My name is Julie Mobo, and I am a family caregiver. I am drawn to helping people. I think that was what informed my decision to go into the caring profession, and which is nursing. Somehow I found myself helping people beyond my core duties as a nurse. One of the ways was last year when one of our celebrities decided to become a politician and wanted to contest for a particular seat in the House of Representatives. Somehow I knew that so many people who come out to contest would want to go the regular path. So I thought to myself, despite the fact that the distance from my house to where he was quite some distance, about 19 kilometers, I chose to go and assist in the way that I could. So the first question that I put out to him was, what do you have to offer to the people? You have some values, you don't want to give out money. So what would you offer? When I asked that question, I saw that he was blank. Then there is this ample opportunity available to explore. And I decided to push out one to him, and I suggested healthcare. If you don't want to dole out money, then you have to give something of value, and that was healthcare. So for 13 days, we visited 13 communities, morning till night. It was stressful. But then each day I get up early in the morning to drive out, and I get tired back at home at night. When I think about the smiles on the faces of the people, it inspires me to want to go the next day. So I was glad that even though he did not win the seat, he was able to touch the hearts of hundreds of people, and I was able to contribute to that. That alone was something significant for me. And some way I try to encourage people to also help, because when you help, you're not just doing it for that person, you're opening up opportunities for you to be helped as well. And I must say that those have been open to me ever since, and it's been an interesting journey. Helping is something that I will not hesitate to do again. The Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, TM Juliet. I'm glad that you're always willing to help. And of course, help, they say, gets its own reward, not just from us, fellow beings, but of course, from the most supreme, and that's the Lord. So that takes us to the next volunteer. Let's see. Guest in the house, anyone that is willing to take this up, we still have ample time.
I mean, I'm available if nobody is volunteering. I'd like to give it a shot. I think we have Sarah Obewi volunteered in the comments.
Okay, good. I just saw TM Sarah's hand now. TM Sarah, could you kindly unmute yourself?
Yes, I'm on mute.
TM Sarah, are you there? Or aspiring TM Sarah?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Aspiring TM Sarah or TM already?
Aspiring.
A guest?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We actually look forward to having you on board.
Yeah.
So please, I have question 1, 2, 4, and 6. Which one would you prefer to go for?
Question 2, please.
Okay, good. It goes, asking for help is not a weakness, but a courageous act. What do you think? I repeat, asking for help is not a weakness, but a courageous act. What do you think? The floor is yours.
Thank you. Yes, I agree that asking for help is a courageous act. And I would speak from a personal point of view that I have had ample opportunities to ask for help, and I've also had ample opportunities to give help. Starting out my career some years ago, about over 10 years ago, I was trained as a pharmacist, and over time I veered into the field of social development and started to work in an NGO, or I co-founded an NGO where while working, I realized that I didn't have the ample finance I would need to run all the projects we had. Of course, Nigeria has ample opportunities, ample problems, I would say. And I realized that to be able to achieve all the things we wanted to have as a small group, we needed to have more volunteers. And we reached out and we saw that through the work of the volunteers, we're able to do a lot of good work. People gave us good reports. And from the work we did, we're also able to get organizations that funded some of our work. Because of that, we rose up to win awards about 3 years ago. I would say that those awards, those opportunities give us ample exposure to be able to forge and do more work. I would also say how I have been able to give support to people who needed support. While working as a pharmacist, there will be times when there will be an emergency case, and I would have to take time off from my desk to go into the ward to actually get to know what's going on there. And instead of staying back and not going outside my unique scope of office, I would go the extra mile. So yes, I agree with you when you say asking for help or giving help is important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TM Sarah. That was really nice of you. And thanks for taking it up despite that short notice. So let's see, TM Bemi, please, do we still have time? Can we still take 2 more?
I think 1 more is fine.
Okay, good. So TM Salif, I have quite a number of volunteers and I'm happy. Thanks everyone for volunteering. TM Salif, please, can you come on board? We have question 1, 4, and 6. Which one will you prefer?
Let's begin from the beginning. Question 1.
That's one. Very well. Very, very well. So this goes with the theme for the day. And it goes, what to you are the effective ways to ask for help? What to you are the effective ways to ask for help? What do you think are the effective ways to ask for help? The floor is yours, TM Salif.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Some time ago, when I joined my present company, I was a greenhorn. I was new on the job. And I met some gadgets that I had never used before. And all of a sudden, I was called to use one. And at that time, I had no consciousness of how I'll be treated if I asked questions. I knew that I needed to ask questions, or I would flunk whatever task was given to me. I threw caution to the wind, asked my questions, and I was answered, not without some laughs from my colleagues. But that didn't bother me anyway, because I needed to know what I had to do. The morale is you don't necessarily have rules for asking questions. As long as you have the need to ask questions, you ask questions. You don't have rules. So depending on the context, depending on the solution that you require, depending on the problem, your manner of asking questions will be the way it comes to you.
So as a matter of fact, there are no hard and fast rules to asking questions. That is my opinion. I do this all the time. I ask questions all the time. I am a fast learner because I am a perpetual asker. I ask for help on a regular basis. I had never had rules. But because I do this all the time, I learn very fast. Are we close to the end of my time? You see, I just asked the question.
Yes,
the table topics master. Thank you.
Very well done, TM Salif. You actually asked for help by calling on the timer to let you know how well you're doing with time.
Yeah, he asked for help. Fantastic. Practicals.
Thank you. Thank you very much, all participants. So if we still have time, TM Juliet is begging, please, can we quickly take TM Juliet? We don't.
I'm so sorry, but I have to start with our timekeeper. We are way behind schedule, please.
No problem at all. We've really done pretty well. TM Bemi, please, could you kindly confirm the time for each of the participants so that we know if we have to vote for them or not?
Everyone is on time. So Sam Joy using 2 minutes 15 seconds. Sam Juliet 2 minutes 20 seconds. Sam Sarah exactly 2 minutes. While Sam Sullivan 2 minutes 7 seconds. So they are eligible for votes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Have we lost TM Muslimat? I think you should have a poll on your screen now.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, TMG. Now we have the poll. Please let's have our votes. Kindly vote for your best speakers. You've listened to everyone. We have TM Joy, Cheyenne, TM Juliet, TM Sarah, and of course, TM Salif. Kindly submit your poll so that we can collate. We have ample time, truly, but we have to manage it well. We're done with voting, I want to believe.
Of course.
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much to all that participated. I look forward to hearing more of your build speeches and of course you volunteering for table topic section again. Thank you all.
Okay.
Toastmaster.
Yes, thank you so much, TM Akinola. Thank you so much. I would like to thank the table topics master and also everyone who participated. Also, TM Julie Mobile. We're very sorry for that mix-up. It's Julie, not Juliet. Thank you. I would like to now call on our table topics evaluator, a very experienced Toastmaster and accountant. If you've been around Toastmaster circles, he's a Triple Crown Toastmasters award winner. That's a big deal. What I find most interesting about him, though, is that he loves to wear a smile so the world can smile back at him. I don't like the fact that you watch Arsenal Football Club and Francis Mukolu, but I mean, we're in Toastmasters, so I'll just try to be very, civil about it. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Francis Mokole, ACBALB, to evaluate our table topics.
Thank you greatly, Toastmaster Chase. Thank you. Talk about Arsenal.
Yeah, we will talk about it later.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a table topic session, the session that some love to hate and others hate to love. But I see the story is different at Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. We have volunteers all the way. I would say it is indeed a session we love to love at Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. The topics master gave ample explanation of the role, quite commendable. And the first volunteer was Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne. Life lessons she learned the hard way. What a winsome smile to endear your audience to you. Quite commendable. You told us a story. Before you delved into your speech, you repeated the question again and again, so you could gather your thoughts, which gave you enough time to put your thoughts together. Story sells. Without stories, no one remembers what we have said. You told us a story, but I would have appreciated your disposition to have changed when you heard the news that you were not going to graduate, but you smiled throughout. A happy ending for you that you graduated, but your conclusion would have come at the point of the happy ending, but you went on and on. So a point to take to the heart, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne. For our next table topics participant, Toastmaster Julie, the last time you helped, you repeated the question, what's the program Toastmasters International will re-echo and emphasize to help us gather our thoughts. You did that quite well, and you introduced yourself, you introduced your role, your profession. You went on and on how you were able to partner a politician to help lives, which quite answers directly to your question, to the question you were asked. Your conclusion would have come in when you mentioned, it inspires me to go on when I think about the smiles on people's faces. But you went on and on and on. Well done, Toastmaster Julie. Forget Sarah, an aspiring Toastmaster, asking for help, a weakness or a courageous act. You went headlong into your topic without mincing words, without looking back. You gave us ample explanation why we should ask for help. You said, I agree. And that was a perfect response to the question. I wanted to see your hands gesticulate as you provide explanation. You used the word of the day, ample, several times, that I wondered whether you had a private meeting with the grammarian before this meeting started. But probably you were given the word of the day beforehand. You went on and on. At your conclusion, you re-echo, you brought us all back, and you re-emphasized, reassured us of your position. Yes, I agree. Asking for help is courageous. Well done, Toastmaster guest Sarah. For Toastmaster Salif, an experienced Toastmaster, he did it his own way. No hard and fast rule. Ask no, it is not cast in concrete. Ask for help the way you feel like. And he went headlong. Some time ago, I was a newbie in my new job. What a way to hit the nail on the head. I love your tweak. I wanted to see your hands gesticulate. In the end, you asked a question in line with the question. Great one, quite hilarious, Toastmaster Salif. I want to commend all the table topics participants. Great job, and great job. Take it away from me, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Francis. You did just a fantastic job with that. I'm so thankful to you, and again to all our participants. I would like to acknowledge especially Sarah for breathing it. You know, this is something, table topics is something a lot of Toastmasters hide under the table for. Just, you know, once it's time for table topics, you just look down and try to avoid the eye of the table topics master. But Sarah stepped in there along with all the other Toastmasters, and she did such a great job. So I'd like to appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the first part of the meeting, the table topic session and every other thing. The next session we're about to go into is the prepared speeches segment. We're supposed to take a break of 2 minutes, but because we're already behind schedule and we're really trying to juggle a lot of things in this meeting, I would like to go straight on into the into the second part of the meeting, but maybe just 5 seconds for us to stretch, smile, fix up your weave, touch up your hair, just shake a little bit and bring some energy back into, just shake. Who is shaking? I want to see people shake. Come on, let's shake. All right. Some energy. Okay. That's ample energy I see right there. By the way, I'm in a run for that position of most use of the word of the day. I like to have a lot of ample awards from using the word ample. That's 3, please take notes. Okay, so we move on to the prepared speeches section. Listen, if you were impressed by the table topics, which were basically unprepared speeches that were given like off the cuff, you're about to be blown away then, because the people that will be speaking now have gone home prepared for their speeches and are here to wow us. I'm going to jump right into it. The first speech we're going to be taking is from a Toastmaster who is a writer and communications consultant. He has been in Toastmasters for about 7 years now, and he believes that risks are prerequisites to growth. He will be speaking from the Dynamic Leadership Manual, Project Category Understanding Your Leadership Style, Level 2, Project 1. And he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Anthony Madden from Kyoto Toastmasters, actually the president, who I'll now welcome to please read out the objectives of the speech before I introduce the speaker. Toastmaster Anthony, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, we all look forward to this brilliant speech on leadership. And the project is designed to introduce the different styles of leadership and help you identify your preferred style. The purpose of Kubo's speech is, the purpose of this project is to identify your primary leadership style or styles. It's going to be a 5 to 7 minute speech, and we really look forward to Kubo's presentation. Thank you very much, and good luck, Kubo.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome for the speech Kubiat, Kubi2, Kubi, and Kuboid, Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga. Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga, Kubiat, Kubi2, Kubi, and Kuboid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chisom. Good morning, friends. Kubiat is the name I was given at birth. Kubi2 is the nickname I adopted for myself in secondary school. Kubi is the nickname that was given to me by my parents, used at home, which eventually became my official name. And Kuboid is the identity of my business brand. You see, I decided to name this presentation Kubiat, Kubi2, Kubi, and Kuboid to share experiences that I had in these different parts of my life, which has helped to shape my understanding of leadership. You see, before we go forward, I'd like to take a detour and pick up some facts along the way. Speaking about leadership to a group of leaders is almost like selling water to a well, right? But then I understand that there is the need to refresh our minds, and sometimes, of course, there are guests in the building. So there are 7 major types of leadership. There's the autocratic leader. The phrase that could best describe the autocratic leadership style is, do as I say. See, the autocratic leader sets a goal and expects everybody to achieve that goal with minimum contribution, minimum communication. Yes, it's not the best, it's more of a style from the past, but sometimes it's important, especially when a decision is needed at that instant and the leader is the one with the most information. For example, being the curious, inquisitive Kubiat that I was, if my dad wasn't autocratic at some particular point, I'm sure I would have missed the plot. Now there is the second one, is an authoritative type of leadership. And the phrase that might best describe it is, follow me. Follow me. Authoritative leadership can also be described as visionary leadership. Of course, the leader has the most information, most knowledge, but what differentiates it from autocratic is that the leader communicates the vision so that the followers know why they have. If I did not have the opportunity of passing through secondary school and of course being punished when I fell out, when I wrote Kubitu on the wall, having to be flogged on the stage for that, I wouldn't understand that in the world there are rules, and as a leader you must follow the rules first so that you gain the authority to, of course, demand these same actions from your followers. The third one, the pace-setting leadership style. Of course, the pace-setting leadership style, like the name suggests, is the one where the leader is a highly driven person and sets the pace so that the followers can follow. You know, the pace-setting leader does things at a high performance level, and of course, the followers have to follow that example. A phrase that would describe this would be, do as I do. But there's a disadvantage here because it is not sustainable over long periods of time because it could lead to burnout. But it is very, very recommended for things that are not so long. For example, a product release that needs to be completed within a particular period of time could need a pace-setting leadership style at that point. Now, the fourth one would be the democratic leadership style. The democratic leadership style, of course, like the word suggests, involves everybody. The phrase that could be used to summarize it would be, what do you think? You know, the democratic leader samples the opinions of the followers. It's very open with communication and every information that he and the followers need to get the job done. This type of leadership style fosters commitments, fosters trust, and fosters, of course, belief in the leader. Now, there is another one, the fifth one, which is the coaching leadership style. This is something that I have had the opportunity to enjoy a lot from a couple of mentors as I became Kubi, the man that is aware of himself. Now, these mentors, what happens in the coaching leadership style is the fact that the coaching leader believes that there is a lot of, I would say, ample potential inherent in everybody. And all they need is a level of guidance, a level of direction and support to achieve their full potentials. This helps very well in replacing the leader when the leader has to move on to something else because he has helped to unlock the potential in the followers and therefore giving them the ability to grow up to be leaders just like he is. Now, the sixth one would be the affiliative leadership style, which is basically could be explained with the phrase, people come first. The affiliative leadership style is one where the leader puts himself in the shoes of the followers, feels the things they feel, and is interested in their emotional well-being. It is very important, especially in these days where mental health is very important. And last of all these leadership styles is, of course, the laissez-faire leadership style, which at different parts of my life, I have, of course, been a laissez-faire leader. When I was truant in school, at the times I didn't do what I should have done, at the times I expected that things would get done without supervising them all the time. Yes, but then sometimes it can be applied with success, but there's a very thin line there because sometimes there are a team of highly experienced, highly motivated, and highly responsible people who you might not get the best out of them if you micromanage them. That's where the laissez-faire leadership style can come from. But you see, not one of these leadership styles can be adequate or ample to solve life's problems as they come. That is why it is important for the leader to first know himself, understand the various leadership styles, practice leadership, and of course, learn to become an agile leader that is able to choose between authoritative, democratic, coaching, or innovative to achieve the job and the dreams of the organization. So what do I think I am? An agile leader, practicing the agile leadership style, the Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, TM Kubi, TM Kubiat, TM Kubi2, and the agile leader of Kuboid. It's a pleasure. I really loved that speech. And I would like to now go on to the next speech. I hope you all are beginning to get a feel of what I meant when I said that the prepared speeches section is definitely the section to look forward to. This next speech is from the manual Innovative Planning. Project category, connect with your audience. Project number level 2, project 2. The speaker is one of our guests today from Kildare Toastmasters in Kildare, Ireland. She joined Toastmasters in 2016, and she used to be a nurse and a midwife. I've always thought that those are two of the most noble professions ever. She has won Club Humorous Story in 2018 and took second position at area level. So, I mean, without any pressure, my expectations are a little bit heightened. And she's obsessed with history and genealogy. Before I tell you the name of this speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the evaluator of her speech so that he can read the objectives of the speech. The evaluator, Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Johnson, joined in 2017 and is an IT professional who travels, loves adventure and extreme sports. He's also the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. I would now invite Toastmaster Rotimi to kindly read the objectives of the Level 2 Project 2 speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster, okay, let me not mention our name since you mentioned it. But the objective of your speech are quite clear, or is clear, very simple. It is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. And you have 5 to 7 minutes to deliver this speech. Back to you, the Toastmaster.
I'm excited to present to you this speech titled The Positives of Lockdown by TM Lauren Howard. TM Lauren Howard, The Positives of Lockdown. TM Lauren, unmute yourself, please. Got you.
Thank you. Who would have thought this time last year that members of your club would have traveled to Ireland and Salif would have given a speech there? Who would have thought that you'd have mastered Zoom with relative ease? I certainly didn't. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters in Nigeria, no one knew this time last year what was ahead of us. We were all going about our business thinking it would just carry on as normal when we had this devastating effect of this novel coronavirus hit us. Now, I was in New Zealand when it happened, and when I left, 2.5 hours later, they closed the border. I went to Australia. I was supposed to be there for another week or 10 days, but I got a phone call to say that my husband was not well and I needed to come home. So that evening, instead of sleeping in my bed, I was winging my way home to London. But it was just as well. But anyway, back to this coronavirus, we would have just thought it was something for scientists. It wasn't anything to do with us. We'd have all heard of China, but who heard of Wuhan before this? Wuhan is now a worldwide known, and the poor people of Wuhan, they were just going about their daily business. It was normal for them to have things happen. Now, so that's Wuhan. in China. So I came back I had to go to London. My husband was in London. So I flew back there, but people the following week were paying exorbitant amounts of money to get home, and to get home before all the borders in Australia closed. So international travel is now all but finished. It's only essential services are meant to be going. In Ireland, we're in level 5 lockdown. We're in our 3rd week now, and it'll be a 6-week lockdown. And only essential services are available to us, which is quite right, because we know we have to stop it, and there's a barrier. We're passing it on to one another, so if we can create that barrier. But while we've been at home, what we thought it was probably going to be for a month, this was at the beginning of the year, it's now 10 months so far. And in this time, we have had ample opportunity to develop other skills. For me, I've learned to Zoom. I mean, that was a really big thing for me, because I'm not a technical person. So I've learned to Zoom. I've used WhatsApp more. I'm using the internet far more than I did. I used it. And we've all got different things developing. I also write. I'm in a writers group. So we can't have our meetings now, but there's nothing to stop us being at home and writing. These are exceptional circumstances, and we have to make the most of it. We can complain about it. Why? No one wants to know. We have to have this anyway. But this Zoom has allowed me to virtually travel. I have, on Thursday afternoon, I virtually traveled to a Toastmaster club in London, where I was general evaluator there. On Thursday night, I traveled Zoom-wise and I walked the streets of Canada, of the main cities of Canada. I've also walked the streets of Dickensian London. I've been to Scotland. Also on these Zoom things, I went on a safari in Kenya with a Zoom thing. Now, we had one of your own members, Salif, who spoke at our Toastmaster Club, and he spoke so knowledgeably and so fondly of his beloved Nigeria, and he certainly increased our knowledge of Nigeria. Now, for me personally, I've done things like I've spent a bit more time in the garden. My dogs have loved having me home because we go for far more walks. I joined something called Future Learn. My huge interest is history and also genealogy. And when I joined Future Learn, which is available to every single person in the world, futurelearn.com, and you can do an ample number of courses. I did the genealogy course. At the moment, I'm doing a public speaking course with the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. I've sewn dolls' clothes and pram covers for my granddaughter. I've made masks for the local nursing home. I've used the time to write as well. So we could lament what we can't do, or else we could decide to stop, take a look around us, slow down, enjoy being at home, enjoy what's giving here, enjoy making more contact by telephone or by Zoom, and connect with people. That's the easiest thing to do. And the other thing to remember is that not everything can be quarantined. There's one thing that cannot be, under any circumstances, that is kindness. Kindness is also contagious. So go out and spread it. In these awful times, go out and spread the kindness. That's what we can do. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, TM Lauren. Thank you so much. That speech gave me ample reasons to introspect about where we have been the past couple of months as a world of people and where we're going in the next few months and even the year. Quite a lot to think about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I regret to bring the last speech, but you know, every good thing comes to an end. We're going to have the last speech now from the Innovative Planning Manual, project category, Deliver Social Speeches. The project is from level 3, project 2. Before I invite the speaker, I would like to invite the evaluator who has already been introduced today, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne, to please read out the objectives of this speech.
Thank you, TM Chisom. TM Abubakar, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, good afternoon to you. This is not going to be the first time I'll be evaluating you, so hopefully I know you would have taken some feedback from your previous evaluation. So it's very straightforward. The purpose of this speech, of this project, is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of members. So this speech could either be a toast, an acceptance speech, a speech to honor an organization, or a speech to honor an individual in the presentation of an award. So I look forward to listening to you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. He is a project manager and the secretary of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. When he's not eating or sleeping, he does some reading. Presenting the speech, A Toast to Happiness, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, A Toast to Happiness.
Thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome to the wedding of Abdul and Aisha. See, this wedding is special for me because these two people are people who are dear to me. Let me start with a short story. 5 years ago, Abdul and I traveled to my hometown for Salah. So when we went there, after the festivities and everything, we left. And then he told me in the evening, who was that girl I was talking to? I said, that was my sister. Abdul said he wants her number. I said, no. Why? See, backstory, Abdul was a player. He used to be a player. He played girls, a lot of girls. And he didn't believe in karma. And he wanted to date my own sister, my second cousin. No way. So I told him no. If he wants to date someone else, he should do it, but not my sister. It's not happening. So we left, we came back. Then I was talking to my sister over the phone just a few days after. And then she was asking me, who's your friend? I said, what's your business with him? She said, nothing. She just thinks he's fine. I said, well, he's off limits. He's married. He's not available. So she said, okay. So over the next few weeks, Abdul was disturbing me. He really wants to talk to her. He's changed now. He doesn't play girls anymore. He believes she's the one. And this was what he tells me about other girls he used to play. So I wasn't going to let that happen at all. So a few months later, this man kept disturbing me that he really wants to, that he's willing to travel up north just to meet her. So I thought, maybe he's serious. I'll think about it. So I talked to my cousin, and guess what? My cousin said, I thought I thought Muslim men are allowed to marry 2 wives. Then I was thinking to myself, this is serious. Could there be something going on? I don't know. So I decided, okay, let me just give this a shot. I gave him her number. That's it. 5 years later, 5 years after a lot of turmoil, a lot of activities, a lot of datings, here we are. See, I've known I've known Abdul individually. I've known Aisha individually, and I've known them together. These past few years have been the best each of them have been. They bring out the best in each other. I can honestly say these two people are the best people for each other. Imagine if I didn't allow this to happen. Now, so Abdul is no longer a player, obviously. And then my sister has found a gem. They are both lucky to find each other, and I really wish them the best. Let us raise our glasses in a toast to marriage, to Abdul and Aisha, and let us toast to happiness, to happiness. Thank you very much.
Happiness. Cheers to Abdul and Aisha, who I'm sure will be waiting for you at the door of the reception venue after this speech. Just thinking about it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abubakar. That was fun and quite the right way to end the prepared speeches segment. I'm always excited to be at the Toastmasters meeting, but I'm particularly excited by the different hues of the speeches that we've had today, each of them impactful with ample wisdom in their own way. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abubakar, once again. Now, I would like to call for us to vote for the best speaker, but first, can the timekeeper please let us know if everybody was good with time? We don't need to hear all the minutes and seconds, but just let us know if everybody is good to be voted for.
Everyone is good with time except for Tim Kubi, we just spent just 1 second above his time, like 7 minutes, that's 1 second. I don't know if he's eligible to be voted for.
Oh, well, the rule is the rule, unless the president's coming with the presidential pardon. But I would say that if he went above time, then he's disqualified. In which case we would be voting between Toastmaster Lauren Howard and Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Lauren Howard is visiting from Kildare Toastmasters Club, Ireland. I'm so excited, so excited to have them here. And of course, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba just took us, and we're back now from the wedding of Abdul and Aisha. If we could just have the poll up there. Somebody is saying, some people were having petitions on behalf of Toastmaster Kubi. Okay, so let's have, with a show of hands, if you're saying we should pardon Toastmaster Kubi because he went 1 second above time, 1 second. So what do you think? What do you think?
Would you ask me to talk?
Yeah, we can have you, Mr. President.
Okay. Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga is a veteran, so he will not be pardoned.
Okay. Yes, I actually agree with that. Toastmaster Kubi 2, please don't do this again. Okay, let's have the poll, please. Let's have the poll. Toastmaster Lauren Howard and Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Let's have the poll so we can vote. While we're waiting for the poll, please, the next speaker in the person of the Toastmaster. Okay, there we have the poll. There we have it. Okay. So I'll just give a couple of seconds for everybody to vote. In the meantime, I would like Toastmaster Anthony Madden to please get ready. Toastmaster Anthony Madden is the president of Kildare Toastmasters Club, Ireland. And we're so happy to have them here, so happy. Especially that they will also have them playing roles. It just makes it extra exciting. Have we all voted? Okay, I'm going to Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to welcome Toastmaster Anthony Madden to please evaluate Toastmaster Kubi Oyanga's speech.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Kubi. Kubi, I really enjoyed your speech. It was highly inspirational. And for me, I just did one of these speeches in London on Thursday, and Lorraine will vouch for that. But there was so much I liked about your speech. First thing, you really took command of the stage. You spoke with authority, and you got your composure from the word go. And off you went on this journey. And you took us through these 7 styles of leadership. And that's incredibly technical. There's so much stuff in there. But for each one, you gave us little words of wisdom that we will take away from this meeting. There were words like, walk with me. What do you think? I will step into your shoes. And you went on, and you captivated us, and you kept us with you. And that's a sign of a great speaker. You had us captivated, you had our interest, we were with you all the way. Kubo, you were a professional speaker, and that came out so clear to us all. It was so beautiful. And I really liked your vocal variety. You were up and down with your vocals. I really liked your hand gestures. You were pointing, you were traveling, you were doing all this lovely stuff, and clarity was flowed all the way through your speech. And you slowed from time to time. And I would just say, for us, we would travel the world to hear your speech, Kubo. You are a leader. You are a professional speaker. And my recommendation would be to you, just keep going with your power and your wisdom. Drive on. Travel to other clubs. Tell them, I really liked how you identified your personal aspect at the very start. I am Kubo. I am Kubo too. That was beautiful, very personal. I would say to you, in your concluding remarks, bring in maybe a quotation from a world leader or a role model as regards leadership for you. For me, let's say, example might be Nelson Mandela. And a quotation maybe would be from Theodore Roosevelt. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. That's what leadership is about. Bring people with you, share it. And if you use that word at the end of your concluding speech, like, I want to share my ability and my talent with the rest of the world. I am a leader. I am going places. I want to bring you Toastmasters with me. Thank you very much, Kubo. Great job. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Anthony. And thank you again to Kubi. Definitely very insightful. Keep your eyes on the stars, your feet on the ground. That's what leadership is all about. I liked that one particularly. Next up is Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson, who will be evaluating the speech, The Positives of Lockdown by T.M. Lauren Howard.
Please, can we jam our hands once again for T.M. Lauren? Can you unmute your microphone and jam your hands for her? I can't hear anybody. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
You gave a very good speech. You had a good introduction. The purpose of your speech was to connect with your audience. And I think you did that very well. You did that well because you chose a topic we could all relate with. The topic about COVID, the positives of COVID. You told us how we should have fun with COVID, how we should take out the good thing out of whatever happened in COVID. I think that was well done. You told us about how you went to different parts of the world using Zoom because of COVID. Without COVID, I don't think that would have occurred to you. So there are a lot of positives that we took out from your story. So we could easily connect with you. You had good eye contact. I noticed that you at the camera. Then I also loved your positioning, where you stood. We could see that you stood by the side. You could see a map behind you. Initially, I didn't understand the meaning of the map, but later on in your speech, I got to understand why you had a map behind you. And that shows that you did not take your audience for granted. When you were talking about Wuhan, you actually went all the way to the map to show it to us. I think that was well done. What are the things I think you could have improved upon? Now, I had issues with your transitioning. Your speech was good, but I think your transitioning wasn't that good. You spoke on something in this area, you spoke a bit about something in this area, you spoke a bit about something in this area. So it didn't properly flow. You know, a good speech should have introduction, body, and conclusion. I think you had that, but the transition wasn't smooth. So I couldn't really follow your speech all the way through. Now, I mentioned earlier on that you had good eye contact. Yes, you did, but there were times I noticed that you were looking up. So I think it was distracting. Even though I could still see through your pair of glasses that you were looking up, you're looking away. Then when it comes to vocal variety, I noticed that your vocal variety was quite flat. I think there were portions in the meeting, in your speech, that you could have probably used a high pitch or a low pitch, but it was just flat all through. When we're giving speech, it's always good to modulate your speech so that it carries your people along or your audience along. But I would say, overall, you had a very good speech, and I would love to hear your speech again. And I don't even mind coming to your club to give my next speech. Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster. Thank you, Rotimi. And again, thank you, Toastmaster Lauren, not just for visiting, but actually taking on this role. I mean, we had already talked earlier about what your club is doing with the maps, and I think that's fantastic. And then you especially now use that as a prop again. So, I mean, Toastmaster Rotimi said you took us all the way to Wuhan, and literally you did. You took us to Wuhan, you know. That's fantastic, just fantastic. Now we move on to the last evaluator for today, Toastmaster Joy Shine. She will be evaluating A Toast to Happiness by Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba.
Thank you, TM Chisom. Toastmaster Abubakar, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, well done on a very calm and well-prepared speech. You had a very good opening and a very calm demeanor, which put everybody at ease, especially me. Your voice was crystal clear. There was ample lighting, and you had very good use of pauses. It's become very important for us to take all of these things in perspective when we're giving a speech. The sound, the light, and the positioning, because any of these things can be distracting to your listeners. You had that in check. You told the story which drew us in. It was interesting, even though we knew that those two people were going to get married because you were giving a toast. However, it was an interesting one, so we followed. What could you do better? Because you were in a car. Now, I was wondering, is he driving? Because it appeared that the car was oscillating, and I was wondering that, is this car on water, or what exactly, where exactly is TM Abubakar? It was a bit distracting for me. And what else could you have done better? You were giving a toast. It would have been beautiful to see you standing, and so that we can take all of your gestures and all of that, since it is that you were actually delivering a toast. So it would have been nice to have you standing and to have an actual glass in hand to give the toast. But all in all, I think you did a good job, and I look forward to listening to your next speech. So thank you and well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, TM Joy. Thank you so much, Abubakar. By the way, Abubakar, I think Kubi is single, you know, so since you're obviously your track record for joining people has been proven. I think you should help Kubi out.
He should come up not. I have. He should come up not. We'll help him out.
All right, Kubi, you can thank me later, man. I just did you a solid. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I would now call on the team members to give their report, but I think we would also need to vote for best evaluator. Timekeeper, please let us know if any evaluator went over time or below time.
Everyone will be in time.
Everyone is good, fantastic. I mean, they're evaluators, so of course they kept the time. That's amazing. So please let's have the poll right now. We're going to be voting among TM Anthony Madden, Rotimi Omatayo Benson, and Joy Cheyenne. Fantastic. That's it. So we have that there. Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. Vote for. I mean, in the world of today, voting is such a strong thing right now. Going from U.S. elections, Nigerian state of everything, just voting is a powerful thing right now, and so it's fantastic to have another opportunity to exercise it. Okay, now that's done. I'd like to, like I told you at the beginning, evaluation is very big for us. Feedback is our breakfast here. As champions that we are in Toastmasters, we take feedback very seriously. At the beginning, we had a team of people in charge of our feedback, and now I'm going to be calling on them to give us the report from the feedback. They had ample opportunity to, and ample, you can see now I'm just trying to use ample as much as possible because very soon the grammarian is going to come and I want to make sure I win that. So ample. I would like you to give an ample round of applause to the general evaluator as she comes on with her team, Toastmaster Juliet Okene. Ample, please.
Chisom, the Toastmaster of the day, don't worry, you have won. We give it to you, we hand it over to you. We know you have to go before, the ample after, the ample. Thank you so much for this meeting. It's been interesting. So the first role player I would like to call upon is the timer to give us his reports. The timer, please.
Good afternoon once again, everyone. Like I said, everyone were within time, except for TM Kubi, and you have rightly voted for them. I think I'm good. Thank you. Over to you, General Collector.
TM Juliet, you're on.
Yeah, I was talking to myself. I didn't realize I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'd like to call upon the hour counter, please, TM Corredy.
Good afternoon again. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. For the our counting session for the table topic session, I listened to four TMs speak. The best person, and by that I mean the speaker the Toastmaster who had a lot of our feelers was Sarah Ubewe, sorry about the name, and closely followed by Julie Mbu. And then we had Joy, who had only I only noticed one R feeler. I think it was a repeated word. For TM Salif, I didn't notice any R feeler. So for that category, I owe Sarah Ubewe a gift, and by next time, I believe she would do better than before. On the prepared speeches, it was only for Lauren, I think, would get the first prize there. I She used the a lot, quite a few times. I have here 3 times. And then for TM Kubi, he had a couple of pauses, about twice. I think TM Abubakar Gimba did a beautiful job with his speech. For the evaluators, for the who gave the prepared speeches, for Francis Mukolu, TM Francis Mukolu, I think that went well. For Anthony Kilder, it also went well. And for, I'm sorry, for Rukimio Motayo Benson, that also went okay. That's the.
Thank you.
That's my summary.
Thank you.
Thank you, TM, for that detailed summary. Thank you. I'd like to call on TM Timothy. He's our grammarian for today. And please tell us at the beginning of your report that the Toastmaster of the day won the word of the day. So we can go and see.
Okay, for those who use the word of the day, we had 3 people used it once, which are TM Lawrence, and TM Muslimot, and TM Joy. And we had also 2 people who used it twice, TM Kubi and TM Lorraine. And we had 2 people who used it 3 times, TM Okene and TM Francis. And there's a tie. We have 2 people who used it 7 times, which are TM Sarah and TM Chisholm. TM Chisholm, well, you used it multiple times, but you didn't use it in a sentence. So that was why I didn't give it to you like that. So use it 7 times. You didn't use it in a sentence.
True.
So for the quotes, TM Muslimot used a quote. She said, "Make hay while the sun shines." Then TM Kubi used a quote, "Keep your eyes in the stars and your feet on the ground." So that's my grammarian report for today. Over to you, the evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Timothy, for that fair evaluation. I just put in the comment section that it's not quantity, but quality. So that's for you, the Toastmaster of the day. So I'd like to call on the listening evaluator to give his report. TM Lawrence, please.
Thank you very much, TM Juliet. Now, regarding the listening evaluation, I'm going to text how effective we were in listening to the prepared speeches and also the speeches. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to ask us, who amongst our speakers threw caution to the winds and asked questions as a new employee?
Sarah.
Yes.
Salif.
Salif.
Baby.
Salif. Toastmaster Salif.
Oh, Salif.
Hello?
Hello. We can hear you.
Are we correct?
Yes, I didn't get your answer.
TM Salif.
Yep.
Yes, correct. Now, how many types of leadership styles did TM Kubi mention in his? How many types? How many?
Seven.
Correct. Now, what is the first thing, according to TM Kubi, that a leader must know in his leadership journey? The first thing that a leader must know in his leadership journey.
How to lead.
No.
A
leader must know himself.
How to lead.
A leader must, a leader must first know himself. That is what the must know. Now, which African country did TM Lauren visit through Zoom? Which African country?
Kenya.
Kenya.
That's good.
And now Nigeria.
Yes, two now.
Okay, I hope I still have ample time to test our listening skill. Do I have ample time?
Not really.
We're going to take one more.
Okay. What is that one thing that cannot be quarantined even in this quarantine season, according to T and Lauren?
Kindness.
Thank you very much. Over to you, T and Juliet.
Thank you so much, TM Lawrence, for testing our listening skills. So I'll just go over my own report quickly before I hand over back to the Toastmaster of the day. So I'll rush through them because I don't have a lot of time. The role players and some TMs entered the meeting before time. I thought that was very good. That was very good. The president-elect, TM Joy, her opening speech was very inspiring and very educative. I liked it, for one. Then our amiable Toastmaster of the day. Somehow TM Chisom managed to keep the energy up. I liked that as well. All the role players were efficient, from the timer, the grammarian, the listening evaluator who just listened to the counter, the speech evaluators. Their feedback was apt. So I liked the role players. Then my favorite section of each Toastmasters meeting, so I'm a bit partial, which is the table topic session, there was a lot of volunteers in that section, even more than the questions or the time could take. And it was well handled by TM Akinola. Honestly, the questions were very enlightening as well, and I learned a lot from the questions. So thank you for that session, for handling that session the way you did, TM Akinola. Now, what would I say we can improve upon, what we can challenge ourselves on? Mute your mic if you're not speaking. There were a lot of distractions and sounds from some of us who did not mute their mic. If you're not on the virtual lectern, please mute your mic. Secondly, I will encourage us to use the emojis. Zoom has made it easy for us to replicate physical meetings, because when people are speaking physically, you clap when you like it, you cry when you don't like it, you're sad or you smile, you know? So these emojis are ways you can replicate that physical experience. Overall, it was a fantastic meeting. Thank you, I enjoyed myself. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much, Tim. Juliet, thank you. As you can see, I'm already using the emojis. So that's basically put into practice the feedback that we got. I would like to make sure that we all know something spectacular about our evaluation team for today. Most of them joined Toastmasters this year. That's spectacular, because what it means is that most of them have not even had the opportunity of being in a physical meeting, because we've been in lockdown for most of the year. But even with the short time membership, they were able to produce such spectacular leadership in evaluation. And so we're really grateful to them. Please let's put our hands together for them. Really appreciate them. Fantastic work. Thank you. Before we call the results for today, we have a special feature, which is the area director feature. And so I would like to call on the area director, Toastmaster Francis Mugolu, to give his featured speech. He's already been introduced before, so we won't go through it again. Toastmaster Francis, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You have been awesome, Toastmaster Chisom. Compare, pilots, MC like no other. Very well done. Yeah, it is a delight to be at the Toastmaster clubs with the Lighthouse Club and the Lighthouse Prestige. Like we always say, without clubs, without members, there can never be the Toastmasters Club. So clubs coming together through the membership that they build, make up the Toastmasters International family. And how do we champion the cause of Toastmasters International without our members? So you, every one of us, we contribute our own quota in no little way towards helping Toastmasters International to achieve the mission of the organization. So I stand before you as the area director for Area 18. So on behalf of Area 18, this is to appreciate the executive members of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. In fact, the EXCO members have been awesome. A number of clubs have gone under, particularly during this trying period, this wonderful year. But President Salif, President Rotimi, give you a big thumbs up. I can't say this again and again, for keeping the flag flying on and on. Thank you very much. Another issue I want to raise as well is the area needs the help of Lighthouse Club and Lighthouse Prestige. It is the intention of every area to be president distinguished. And Area 18 cannot do this without the assistance of the Lighthouse clubs. So as I look at the dashboard, I don't get ample joy. I'm not pacified, I'm not satisfied, because Lighthouse Prestige at this point has 2 points, 2 DCP points. Lighthouse itself, the mother club, has 3 DCP points. I appeal that we put in more effort towards increasing our points on the Toastmasters International dashboard. Our sister club, a club in Area 18, Sunshine Toastmasters Club, at this point has 5 DCP points. So I believe Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige can do better. Also want to enjoin members of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige that Toastmasters International does not end at the club level. So we have opportunity to visit other clubs. To visit Sunshine is a club in Area 8. They're a struggling club. So we enjoy those of us, they are domiciled in Akure, and you know Akure and Lagos. So I want to enjoy members of Lighthouse to find time to visit the Sunshine Club every now and then, and share the spirit of fun, of camaraderie that exists between Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. So let's extend same to Sunshine. As I conclude, I told you I was going to make it brief. So what are your personal goals? What are your Toastmasters goals as well? And how far are you coming along with them? So only you and only you. So thank you for having me. Thank you to be at Prestige and Lighthouse Club, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our area director. We're very happy for your timely reminder, and we're exceptionally excited that you took our time to join us today, especially because it's an August occasion with our cherished guests. We're so happy for the memories we've been able to create with Toastmaster Anthony Madden, Toastmaster Lauren Howard. I'm not sure, is there any other member of Kildare Toastmasters Club here? I would like to especially welcome them. Anthony, do we have any other members?
No, not this morning.
Okay.
Next time.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, definitely. I'm sure that by the time you go back to them with this, they will have ample members from Kildare and also from IHS. Do we have a representative from IHS? We just like to recognize you, IHS. Anyway, I'm sure that our president will also do that eventually. So thank you so much. And carrots and sticks. So we've gone through evaluation. Now it's time for us to reward the best people among us. I would like to first call on the winners of the table topics. But before I do that, I would like to draw attention to the comments where Toastmaster Salif dropped a link for guests to fill. It's a form that would help us know you better and be able to contact you after the meeting. But I'm sure it will still come up eventually because we've kind of lost it in the scroll of the comments. So I would now go on to mention that I'm about to announce the winner of the table topic segment. Can I get a drum roll? Drum roll, drum roll. Winners are, yeah, you had me right. Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne and Sarah Obewi. We have a joint, yes. Please, let's have Joy. Where's Sarah? Sarah, show your face. Let's celebrate you. Amazing, amazing. Sarah is a guest. She's not even a Toastmaster yet. And she was able to tie with Toastmaster Joy. Toastmaster Joy is a regular in table topics. Yes, thank you so much and congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Okay, the next is the best evaluator. The award for the best evaluator goes to, can we have a drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, Toastmaster Anthony Madden. Come on, Anthony, come on, come on, come on. You're taking some Lagos flavor with you back to Kildare today. Where's Anthony? Okay. Yes, fantastic. Congratulations, congratulations. That was quite an insightful evaluation. I particularly loved it. And now the big one, the best speaker of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Can we put drum roll, drum roll, drum roll for the best speaker of the day? Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Fantastic, fantastic. You know what they say about love? Love always wins. So, you know, Toastmaster Abubakar definitely took that one home. I'm not sure, I don't know if he's still here with us, but that was a spectacular speech, especially considering the category and format it came with, where you had a very exceptional delivery and we were so privileged to have witnessed it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to our winners. I believe that leadership will be in touch with the electronic certificates or something of victory, but even if they are not, you have done amazing. And you, in addition to everyone else, particularly made this meeting wonderful. Before I drop and hand over to our president for the finalities, I would like everybody here to please unmute your microphone for an instant and just put your hands together for yourselves. We could not have done this without you. This was a wonderful meeting because you all took part exceptionally in it. Also use the emojis, please use the emojis. Applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Chiso Mojuku and it's been an honor being your Toastmaster of the day. I cannot even describe. It's there a you counter. Y'all are wilding. Please, before my last note, remember to use your nose mask. We're still very much in a very sensitive period as far as the pandemic is concerned. And so we want to make sure that we kick it away once and for all. So please observe social distancing, use your nose mask when you're public, and let's all stay healthy and happy. On that note, I would like to invite our President, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmaster, Salif Mohammed, to please take it away. Thank you again.
Thank you, TM Chisom. Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you find this meeting enthralling as much as I did, please another round of applause for all the role players, the speakers, and to all the special audience that we have. You. A round of applause, please. It's been wonderful. I had ample fun. Thank you. Thank you. Firstly, before I start, please, if you are a guest and you haven't put your details in the link provided, kindly go back there because we would like to reach you. You are very special and we really would want to connect with you again. I would like to thank Toastmaster Lorraine and Anthony to come all the way from Kildare, Ireland, to Nigeria, to Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for your visit. We appreciate so much. And thank you for the roles you have played today. We learned a lot. Thank you so much. I also would like to welcome our area director, TM Francis Mokolu. In a special way, he's part of us now, and we are so happy. Thank you so much, TM Francis, to pay us a visit. We don't get this kind of visit all the time. So you can imagine how elated we are that you are with us today. Thank you for coming. Good news to all of us. Our own member, TM Ifeanyi Omoike, is officially a DTM. A round of applause for TM Ifeanyi.
Fantastic, amazing, amazing.
From Lighthouse. That makes 2 DTMs from Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Isn't that wonderful? And we are still counting. We are still counting. Congratulations to TM Ifeanyi Omoike. Members of IHS, are there around? I'd like to welcome you. And to our special guest, I would like you to unmute your mic and open your video so you tell us who you are, who invited you, how has the meeting been for you? And let us know if you would come back again, because you know we would like you to come back. Please unmute your mic and we'll meet you specially. Thank you. Is Sarah still on?
Yes, we're here. How do we start?
Who's talking?
Salif, how do you want us to start? Okay.
I would like the guests to unmute their microphone and put on their video so we can meet them. Tell us your name, who invited you, how has the meeting been for you? We would like your feedback. And if you would come back again.
Yeah. Salif, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Clearly. Yep. Yes, very well.
Yeah.
Can hear you.
And fellow Toastmasters, and our journey to Nigeria this morning has been absolutely electrifying. We didn't expect a meeting of such class and such power and such passion and such world class, shall I say. I would travel around the world 10 times for meetings like this, you know what I mean? The sense of unity and sense of passion and fun in your club is just electric. And Ralph Smedley said it 100 years ago. He said, "We learn best when we inject a little bit of humor into the scene." And that's exactly what you did from the word go today. Joy set the stage so beautifully, and you all spoke so confidently. Your English, it's a pleasant surprise, and I'm going to have fascinating discussions with Lorraine about this, because I was totally surprised. The power of your message to the world is so powerful. And when Salif came to Kildare and Abubakar, you guys told us we're passionate about our country and we're passionate about our young people, and Toastmasters is giving us a platform to speak to the world. And that's exactly. And all you guys need to do now is travel. Get on a plane, get over to Kildare and get to the clubs. And then we're going to meet together at clubs as we travel, because Lorraine and myself are traveling. So we've learned so much. And that's what Toastmasters is about. It's education. It's about walking away with lots of stuff in your mind, positive stuff. The words, there's so many words: champion, kindness, energy. kindness. They were all flowing all the way through the meeting. And for me, I will just carry this with me for a long time through this pandemic, and it's going to bring me way down the road. And we look forward to hooking up with you guys again very soon. I would say thank you all very much.
You are muted, TM Salif.
Thank you, TM Anthony. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
TM
us.
Lauren. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
I think Jim Lauren intends to ride under the car. Yes, you're
Well,
just say a few words.
Thank you very much for having us here. It was an absolute honor to be with you. And I have to say, for me, what I liked so much was right at the beginning of the meeting, how you all said the Toastmaster promise together. We'd never come across that. And it's lovely to have that togetherness. But it was, we had Salif talking at our meeting on Tuesday, and we had some of your Toastmaster members with us. And it was just lovely. It's lovely to be able to come back and to be with all of you and see how you run your club, to feel your club is so full of energy and you're bouncing off one another all the time. It's lovely to see it. It's really great. But just thank you all so much, and please come back and visit us. We'd love to have you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, TM Lauren. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Another guest in the house? Another guest in the house. Kindly go to the comment section and put your details if you are in the house and you don't feel like talking right now. You are all welcome, especially this meeting. Before I round up, because the time is fast spent, I would like to remind us about renewals. It's the only way to keep this journey going. It's not good to break it in this fun state. Let's continue with this. Let the renewals be done. Thank you for a great
thank you all very much.
Meeting today. And by the power bestowed on me as the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, I hereby bring this meeting to a close. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, TM Salif. Thank you.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Well done, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
While when breakout now, I'd like to, I don't know, for those that can still hang around, Anthony had a question that I would like him to repeat. I have a couple of pointers, but I was hoping that since we're all here, we might be able to pitch in more to assist him. So Anthony, if you could, ask your question again.
Yeah, my question was, can you hear me?
Yes,
yes,
clearly.
And my question was, okay, to go to the district contest in a week's time and be the person to warm up the audience prior to the contest. So the contest will start at 2 o'clock, but people will start coming into the contest from about 1 o'clock. So we've got 1 hour to entertain people and keep them engaged and have some fun and education and different themes. So my question to everyone is, what would you suggest? I will take away our meeting from Nigeria. That'll be one. And I'll explain the connectivity about you guys coming to our club and then we going to you and building the bridge and the power, the words, your message, Salaf's message to us. We in Nigeria are passionate about our country and we're passionate about our highly educated young people filled with enthusiasm. And for me, that's a huge message to our people. So,
okay,
what suggestions would you give me? It's a pretty hard role.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that, like you said, that would be about
it's not
200.
Correct. It's not a typical Toastmaster role, if you know what I mean. But it's an interesting role. It's a challenge. You jump out of your comfort zone and learn.
It is definitely. So I mean,
okay,
fam, let's pitch in here.
For just understanding, are you the chief judge in the district competition? Or?
No,
You're going to be the chief judge.
No, I'm not chief judge. No, I'm just warming up the
like a Toastmaster of the day. So he's supposed to keep the energy, raise the energy, and then sustain it until the contest starts. So for about an hour before the actual contest, he'll be in charge of the floor.
As people come into the meeting, I don't want people talking negative or negative stuff about COVID-19 or doom and gloom.
Yes.
I want positive, positive.
I understand. Okay, Chisom, you want to go first, I guess.
No. I'd like for us to share.
So I'll be taking away.
Okay. Juliet, please go ahead.
So if I understand what Anthony is asking, he has an hour before the before the actual contest, and he's trying to keep the audience engaged virtually until the contest starts.
Yes,
exactly.
So there was a time that we had a tough meeting, and what I did was, I think TM Salif was there. What I did was to use stories to show people how to use the emojis or the reaction in Zoom. I remember, so I said something about the NSAS. We just had a protest in Nigeria recently on ending police brutality. So I used that incident that was on because everybody's mood was down in the meeting. We were all sad because people were killed and all of that. So the meeting was very, very down. So I used the NSAS story to teach people how to use the emojis. So I could just do it quickly. So that can be an idea for you. You can use your own story. So I went like, somebody came up with the idea that we should end SARS, somebody or a group of people. So I thought it was commendable. So let's use the appropriate emoji to commend that group of people. So we used the thumbs up. So I did thumbs up and everybody did thumbs up. Right? Then I said, then after the pace setters, a group of people actually followed the protesters to protest against police brutality. So I thought we should clap for those group of people who now, followed the pace setters, right? So I did, so clap for them. So I clapped and everybody joined me and clapped. Something joined me so that it can be more interesting. Then I now said, now in all of these, police in trying to clamp down on the protesters used live ammunition and people were killed, right? I thought this was very, very depressing. So I now do the open mouth emoji, like how can the police actually use live ammunition on a peaceful protesting group of people, right? So we did that. And I said, then people still continue the protest even after all of that. So let's give those people the heart shape because it shows courage. So I did the heart and everybody did the heart with me. Then I said, somebody came out. We have a popular notorious politician here, Tinubu. You don't know him. So he's very popular and he's notorious. So I said, somebody came with a placard to join the protest, thinking that Tinubu was running for president. That is why people were gathered. So I thought it was funny. So can we laugh? So we did laugh emoji because it was funny. Then I now rounded up with police, the government actually ending SARS. I mean, for political partism, but police, the government actually came, said we're going to disband the group of policemen for SARS that were in charge of, that were pace setters in terms of police brutality. So I thought it was worth celebrating. So I said, let's use the celebration emoji, and we all did. So now this is the learning point. I now said, I missed physical meetings, because in physical meetings, when you speak, people listen, people show emotions. So if you say something that is funny, people smile or laugh. If you say something that is sad, people, you know, if you say something that is very interesting, people clap, people cheer. But in virtual meetings, everybody's behind their cameras, and you as a speaker or a role player, you don't get to feel that emotion. So I now implored all the people on the group call, on the Zoom call or in the meeting, to use those emotions whenever speakers invoke them. So if somebody says something in his speech that is funny, please use the laugh emoji. So I think that took about 10, 15 minutes, and I thought it kept the energy on. So when speakers spoke throughout that day, emojis were popping up, according to how people felt. So I think
Fantastic.
you can do that as well, if it is.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take Sarah next. Sarah, please.
Okay, yeah, I would say I learned a lot from meeting today. I think I missed a time to introduce or something, I don't know, but I missed a lot, and I'm very happy about what I learned from Juliet, the emoji thing. But the suggestion I would have would be to play a short movie, very short, like a 2-minute movie. People like to feel their votes get counted. I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing. I don't know if you have that challenge over there. So if at the end of the 2 minutes, there's a question and they should vote for, and get people to feel that, oh, there's going to be something that we're going to decide, they would be most likely prone to want to touch their keypads or to interact. And if it's a funny video, if it uses humor, like we talked about today, we can use humor to push the message and ask them after probably 2 minutes, they respond, especially if it's a critical topic you want to talk about. There are lots of videos that teach a message in an interactive way. So that would be my suggestion.
Fantastic, fantastic. Emojis, emojis, emojis. Let's clap for Sarah. That's good. That's good. Okay, so who wants to go next? I think Anthony already has like a script full. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if I may talk, yeah. From what they are saying, it's like the idea is to keep them interested in the meeting while they are waiting, so they don't get bored. Yeah. Give them that anticipation that they are up for something great. So the suggestions are very wonderful. But you can, as an addition, you may just think about 3 questions that you think has no political undertone, has no form of undertone at all. It's centered on Toastmaster. Like you want to hear their views on Toastmasters, I mean, all the competitions, speech competitions. How do they feel about it? Have they ever done one before and all of that? Hear their views on that. Or some topics, questions about leadership and public speaking. Just tell them ask them how has it been for them? How has leadership been, or how have they really seen the change that they expected in Toastmasters? You bring up something that you think about, or something that is new, that is in vogue, that has no political undertone, has no form of undertones at all, that you know they will be happy to talk about. And this largely depends on the audience, where they come from and the context with which the setting is. You can come up with a topic or 2 or 3 to engage them. And before you know it, if it's something interesting for them, you know your audience. So you can choose one, 2, or 3 topics for them.
Yeah.
Any of this should do, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to add something to.
Go ahead.
I want to contribute something. Taking a cue from TM Lauren, you could ask people what they learned, what new skills they learned during the lockdown. I think that can also create some sort of interest or energy among people who learn something new and what they are using, whatever skill they learn for in the present. I think that can also help. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, Anthony, I think kind of summing up, I think that all the suggestions we have had. Oh, sorry, Muslim, please go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I was just
Sorry,
going
I
to
didn't
tell
see it. My apologies.
Anthony, no problem, sir. That he could also have a game around fastest fingers. It could throw questions that is known to all, questions that are quite easy for people to answer. And of course, because it's fastest finger, it depends on who is able to respond first or how fast you're able to respond via chat that determines who wins. That helps too and is more engaging.
Yeah.
Fastest
Thanks
finger.
very much. Fastest finger.
Yes, fantastic. I've actually been on a call where we played that game and it was pretty exciting. So Joy is next, please.
Okay, I was just going to add, hi Anthony, I don't know if you know about Oxford style debates, something like Intelligence Squared. So you could do a mock of that. What typically happens is that they pick any topic that they like, and it could be anything. It could be the Middle East, war in the Middle East. It could be the elections in the US. It could be anything, but an interesting issue that people would be attracted to. So they put the topic and they have 2 speakers, one opposing and one in support of that topic. And what usually happens is people vote for whether they're for or against the notion before the debate starts. So they put the topic out, and if you're for, you vote, and if you're against it, you vote. Now, when you listen to the people who have spoken for and against, you also have another opportunity to vote. And typically the person who wins, or the people who are people who have been able to move more people who were for before they listen to the people who spoke. So you could do a dummy of that, just so that everybody is involved. You have people who would speak, you have people who would vote before and for and against, and we will just get everybody involved and pumped up. Since you said you have 1 hour, that's quite some time. So if you could do something similar, you would use the time and get the people engaged. So you can look it up. It's called Intelligence Squared.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, thanks very much,
You're
Joy.
welcome.
Intelligence Square. I have definitely learned that one. I'm going to be checking it out. I think that there's an underlying background for all our suggestions so far, which is engagement with the people. So I mean, it would never go well if all you tried to do was just speak, prepare a speech or try to keep talking to the people. But no, so listening is a very important part of speaking and communication, so engaging those people as they come in. And if you don't have enough number to do any of these things, you could try personal engagement. If you have 1 person there, 2 person there, just have a chat like you're sitting at a bar over drinks or something, and just keep people engaged. That way you can have some control over what happens. And I mean, like I say, one thing that usually works for me is music always works. Maybe in Nigeria here because we're very active and we're very we like to move a lot, so it always works here. But I think music works all over the world. You just need to find the right kind of music. So maybe as they are coming in, when you don't have a lot of people, you could just have some music in the background, keep the ambience, you know, very light and interesting as people are coming, you're welcoming them. And when you feel like you have a good enough number, you can now begin to engage.
Yeah, very good. Wow.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying back. This was good. I'm sure that when Anthony is done with that speech, he will send our feedback, and we'll be very happy to know how it went.
And like your meeting has been very educational, but this little session that we've had here, this ad hoc session at the end, has been even more inspirational. And that's the business about, like, if we could meet in physical person, then you'd go to the bar and you might have a drink or a coffee. But when you can't do that, then what do you do? Just switch off your video at the end of the meeting? No. You get a team to pull together, like that one that Joy said there about the debating. That's an interesting one. You just keep a small group together and just stay together for 10 or 15 minutes, vote, debate, and vote again. Who has shifted furthest? Fascinating, yeah. Very good.
Fantastic.
Well done, guys.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your week.